In the YouTube era of overhyped and over-sensationalized entrepreneurs, one may be wondering, do you need a degree to succeed? Well, the short answer is no. You don't need a degree to be successful in life. But you'll want to join me on the other side for the real question you should be asking yourself, as well as what you'll absolutely need to do in order to succeed. Let's get to it. Jared here, back with another episode of Minding My Money Mondays, a common sense talk about money matters. Now I get it, as a young person in today's society, it might seem pointless to go and get a degree. With college being so expensive, the job market not being the best at the moment, and all of this free knowledge out there, it might make paying several thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars for your sheepskin like a tremendous waste. And the goal of this video is not to convince you otherwise. Nope, no sirree, Bob. The goal of this video right here is to get you to answer this question. Degree or no degree, what do I need to do to be successful? What is success? The best definition of success that I've come across states that success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. If a person is working towards a predetermined goal and knows where they are going, then that is success. If they are not doing that, then they're a failure. Success is not necessarily being rich. But let's play that game. Okay, if success is defined as being rich, how do you become rich? How do most people become wealthy? Well, the first option is to start a business. But let me tell you, being in business is not for everyone. I've been in business since 2005, and I can tell you that it is not easy or for the faint of heart.
No, I've been in business since 2005. You just created this YouTube stuff in 2020, and what I do requires a degree.
You don't need a degree to prepare taxes. That's why there's all those shady tax preparers out there doing shady stuff. Tax preparation is not regulated by the IRS.
What I do does require a degree. Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more? Call us now to learn how we can solve it. That can only be done by a CPA, an EA, or an attorney. And guess what? You have to go to college to become a CPA.
Okay, genius. So you need a degree and I don't. But right now, this is my show. So your show is some other day this week. So get back over there. Man, I can't stand that guy. Now, what was I saying? Oh yeah, how do people become wealthy? The second way to become wealthy is to earn a high income. But realistically, only a few people can do this, and we'll talk about that in a minute. And of course, the last way is through investing. And this is actually how most people become rich. So as you can see, A and B are not how most people become wealthy. But let's assume, since we're talking about getting a degree, that we'll focus solely on earning money from A and B. So the next question for these two things is, what value do you provide? All right, so keep this in mind. Skilled jobs equal high pay. We'll talk more about this in a minute, but it's just something that I want you to remember. And the second thing is that businesses that solve needs create sales and wealth for the company owners. So if you want to be rich, you have to provide value. This is why a doctor earns more than a cashier, because they provide more value than the cashier. Now, this does not mean that the cashier is a bad person or worth anything less than the doctor as a human being. I'm a big proponent that all people are created equal, and just like my shirt says, equality should be normal. But what this really means from an economic standpoint is that society is willing to pay a doctor a whole lot more for the solutions they provide. But to have the ability to provide that value, the doctor has to go to school for a really long time and pay a lot for their education. See the trade-off and the correlation to the end result? This is why there are a handful of doctors in the US and a whole lot of cashiers. Not everyone has the appetite to take the financial risk to become a doctor, but then they also don't get the reward. Now, from a business standpoint, let's consider a convenience store that's in the desert that is 120 miles away from the nearest town. They provide a lot of value in the form of the gas, water, and sandwiches that they provide versus a convenience store that's on Hollywood and Vine in LA. So, and for those of you who ask, what value does a professional YouTuber like Mr. Beast provide? You might say, none. He provides zero value. He just makes videos. But you'd be wrong. Through his following, he provides a captive audience. And advertisers, well, they like to spend their advertising dollars exactly where they know there are active buyers for their products. So, Mr. Beast provides value to these advertisers by letting them run ads and the like on his channel. And in return, they pay him large sums of money, like hundreds of millions of dollars. Man, I'm in the wrong business. Next, we become what we think about. So now that we know how to get paid the most for your effort, we have to make it happen. The mind is extremely powerful. If you think in negative terms, you will get negative results. If you think in positive terms, then you'll get positive results. But thinking is not what makes things happen. You have to take action. Sir Isaac Newton gave us the equation. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. The same applies to life. Go to med school or law school, hey, you get a high-paying job. Smoke weed all day, maybe you waste your life away. Have clear defined goals and work on them daily, you make progress and then achieve your goals. Have no goals, wander through life aimlessly until one day you check out. Choice is yours. So let's recap. Having a degree does not ensure success, and a lack thereof does not preclude it. Success means getting to a goal. And if the goal is financial, you can do it by earning a high wage, starting a business, or investing. If you're not going to go the investment route, then realize that those who create value will earn and make more. To achieve this value, you must envision your success daily and then take routine action to get to your goal. If you can do those things without getting a degree, then great. But if you think the best chance of making all that happen and achieving your goals is to go to school and get a degree, then stop watching this video and get to it already. Now, if you have a question that you would like us to answer in a future episode, then feel free to shoot us an email using the address in the description of this video. And did you find value in this video? Hey, then please consider giving it a thumbs up or subscribing to the channel. Just make sure you click that little bell icon when you do. That way you'll get a notification whenever we upload a video. Hey, new videos are uploaded every week, so don't miss out. So, like I always say at the end of every episode, it's been fun, it's been real. I'm Jared Rogers, CPA, and until we meet again, let's all continue to mind my money, and I will see you all next Monday. Take care.